I'm back. I didn't realize the other video had ran so long in the video. The camera cut out on me and I was still talking. I didn't ended the video and everything. Okay, so on the last part of the first video, I was talking about how I was trying to get away from my ex and everything, and he wouldn't let me leave the house at all. I like I said, I tried going out the window, I tried going out the doors, and he wouldn't let me go. And I was afraid that that I was going to end up losing my child. So I ran in the kitchen and I grabbed a knife, because it was my hope that I could scare him enough, that I could scare him enough to be able to get away. So I threatened myself and my unborn child with harm if he did not let us, well, let us, let me get away, you know. And so he flipped the whole thing from being mad and upset to being concerned, which I knew he wasn't. And so, you know, he was like, well, you know, don't do it. You always wanted to have kids and da 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 da. And so in his talk, it was never really like we're having this child, we're doing this, it was always you know. The only way it would be in regards to him was if I was going to continue to let him have control, and I wasn't. So sometime after that, I moved back home. He moved to Chicago supposedly to get a job, and he dumped me for some other girl, which it didn't matter, because by that time I had already mentally checked out from the relationship. You know, I consider myself just single with baggage is how I consider myself. And and for a while he would use that incident with a knife to keep me doing what he wanted to do, wanted me to do. If I got upset at him about something and voiced my displeasure about it, oh, well, I'm gonna take you to court. You know, if I didn't answer his phone call in a timely manner, I'm taking you to court. So it's almost like he was always trying to take me to court, you know. But like I said, I was not in a really good frame of mind to know that if we had gone to court, then it wasn't going to work out in his favor. Not like he thought, because he believed that if he took me to court, that the courts were only going to look at me. They wasn't going to dig into his background. They wasn't going to look at him, you know. And even when I tried to get him to understand that, he was like, no. When I was in jail, I read the law books. You know, them kind of lawyers. Anyway, so it really took me a long time to break away from him and from the relationship. And because I ended up getting sole custody of my son in August of 2010, which I was so happy about, because I was afraid that if he had managed to take my child, that I probably would end up burying my child, or I would have never seen my child again, as he said. And in June of 2009, before my son was born, the guy actually broke into the house while everybody was away and was hiding out in the attic. And he got arrested for breaking and entering and went to jail, and he was writing me from jail. And even then he was trying to get me to trying to get me to do what he trying to get me to do what I'm on my phone. Um Trying to get me to do what he wanted me to do, as always. And so he wrote me and was telling me how all of this bad stuff was going to happen to me and to my parents and to like, you know, my sisters, my brother and stuff like that. But only he could stop what was going to supposedly happen to us. And the only way for me to know what was going to happen, I had to write him. Y'all, I am not making this up. I have those old letters saved on my computer because I had an idea of writing this story like in a book. Like everything that I've gone through was like writing a book. And excuse me. And I mean, I can't make this up, you know. And so, and this was, and that letter came only after 2 other attempts that he wrote when he was being all love. When I get out of jail, I'm gonna get a job, and then me, you, and the baby, and da da da, and I'm gonna treat you better, and all this, horse hockey, pucky, whatever, whatever, whatever. But the point is, I knew he was lying, and so when his first 2 letters were not met in the way that he wanted them to be met, then that's when the letter came saying, "Oh, you're going, you know, somebody in your family gonna get cancer, but I can pray it away, you know, but you have to write me." And yeah, I told you the guy was delusional. So, going through all that, going through everything that I've been through, going through all of the surgeries that I had to go through, being, you know, mostly in and out of the hospital all my life, being picked on, being bullied, and then, like I said, the thing that happened with my cousin, and if I believe I did, but anyway, and then, you know, being in a family where it's like so much was expected of you, and then when you didn't meet those expectations, it's like, you know, it's like you were nothing, you know. So 2012, I was deeply depressed and everything, and I just felt so lost and hurt, and so this is where this book comes in. So clean up my closet, and I found this book. I am not sponsored by this author. This is just part of my story. And I think I mentioned this book one time before, but I found it, and now you can see what it looks like. But like I said, it's a story about a TV show called Chrysalis that wanted to find ugly people and turn them into something beautiful, because a chrysalis is the cocoon that the caterpillar goes into for its transformation. So this basically is like taking something ugly and transforming it into beautiful. But the deeper part of the book, of the story, is about loving who you are and accepting who you are as God created you. We are all beautiful in our own way, and we shouldn't be trying to fit what society deems as beautiful, because that's just one person's view of what beauty is, you know. Because, you know, you're gonna run out of money, and you're gonna waste a lot of time trying to fit a mold that God never intended for you to fit, you know. But so I read this, and you know, and I took that and applied it to my life, and just looked at my life being at a standstill or not moving, even though that drove me absolutely crazy. I did not like that period of my life, but looking at that period of my life, it's like God put me in a chrysalis to transform me into who I am today. I didn't see it then, even though, like I said, even though I took from this and applied it to my life, but I did it more so to kind of give my mind like a focus point. My eyelashes. To give myself a focus point so that I wouldn't always focus on all that had happened to me and what wasn't happening for me. Um, and so that is how Lady Butterfly came to be. That's how, because I pictured her in my mind, who she is, her character, and everything, and how she was, and I kept saying I want to be that woman. When it's all said and done, that's who I want to be. And I can remember being frustrated, so frustrated that one time that I asked God, why wasn't this happening for me? Why, when I tried to do something, it never worked out? And he said to me, let me unveil you. And I was like, okay. And like, I didn't understand it at first, but it was kind of goes along with something else that he told me later. And I know a lot of people's like, oh, she talking. I talk to God. Like I say, you believe what you want to believe. I've had too many experiences with the man to not to walk around and not believe that he does not exist. But anyway, and it was something he said to me. He said, I can either make you famous or let you be famous. And I was like, wow. And the thing about it is, it's like that doesn't necessarily go along with like fame and you know, being out. What he's saying is that I can help you. I can help you be, not Liz, I can help you be successful. I can help you be great. And it will last. Or I can let you do what you're trying to do, and then it doesn't. So as long as I walk with him and stay focused on him and move when the opportunity presents itself to move, instead of just moving, you know, then what I'm trying to accomplish will last. And a lot of times it'll be bigger than what I even imagined, you know. So, and I looked at it like that. And like I said, even though it got to a point where it was just so much of just not moving, of not changing, of not, you know, being able to do, and then seeing other people do, it got to a point that it bugged me. But like I said, this book is the book that started the whole butterfly journey for me, and why butterflies have become important, because it's like my mascot. It's my mascot. And then like I said, I explained to you why purple is is part of this whole thing, because I mean, other than it just being a very lovely color, you know, like I say, I consider it to be the color of heavenly royalty. So now at the end of my videos, when I remind you to be purple minded, and I'm not just saying, you know, I'm basically telling you, keep your mind on your crown, because you are a great person. You are a great person. And no matter what you go through in life, you know, never forget that you are royalty. I don't care where you're at in life. I don't care where you're from on this planet. You are royalty. You are special. You are beautiful, you know. But yeah, this is how Lady Butterfly came to be. This is my story. This is who I am. I mean, I went through a lot, you know, but like I said in the other video, what I went through, that has not changed my outlook on love. I still believe in it. I know that true love exists between human beings. I mean, I know there's true love with God, because he truly loves us no matter what we do, or, and how many times we fall. But I'm talking about from the human standpoint. I know that there is somebody out there who will not be afraid to love me the way that I am, to support me in the things that I do, who will pray with me and over me, and who won't be afraid to love me out loud. I'm just waiting for him wherever he is. I'm not I'm not looking, because every time I looked, I found myself in trouble. I'm not looking anymore. I'm just waiting. I'm growing, and I'm doing me, taking care of me, taking care of my son, and just finding my own strength in who I am as a person, as a woman, as a survivor, as an overcomer, as a queen. So that's how Lady Butterfly came to be. That is that's my story. I always get so muddle-headed at the end, but anyway, be sure to share this video with somebody that needs to hear both parts. I set a goal of trying to reach 100 subscribers for this month. Praying about it, and I do believe that I'll reach it and beyond. So this is Lady Butterfly, reminding you to always stay purple-minded, and to never, ever forget to spread your wings. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Purple Minded Butterfly. I have my email down in the description. Subscribe to this channel if this is your first video that you're seeing, and come along on the journey. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.